All right. Happy Thursday, everyone. Here it's Craig Dixon here with Maurice Thomas Jr. from the Note Center. And today we're going to talk about some books on note investing. These are Maurice's choices and books that he really highly recommends to learning about the notes industry. And so we'll let's just put them on the screen here. I'm going to get rid of this banner because it's going to be in the way.
Yes, yes. Happy Thursday, Greg.
Yeah, happy Thursday. So, yeah, do you want to put a shout out to anybody right now?
No, not at the moment. Maybe once we get going. I can't think of
So
anything.
Rodney doesn't know it, but he's going to be a guest, right? Soon.
Hopefully we can get Rodney. Rodney, what last name? Madison, right? I
Madison,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
Rodney Madison of oh my, I cannot think of his company's name, but yeah, Rodney Madison. Hopefully we can get him on as a
Yeah,
guest
yeah.
soon here.
And then we're going to talk to Brad Warren about land banking at 2 today. And
Yes, yes.
that's going to be fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I like how you kind of say, "Hey, these are Maurice's favorite books." I'm pretty sure these are some of yours as well.
We can talk about that offline. That's okay. In the area of full transparency, I haven't read them, so
Got it. Got it. Okay. Okay.
so that's
Okay.
that's why they're your favorite books.
Got it.
But I can tell when I was looking through Amazon that all of the books that you listed are really highly rated, have a lot of really good reviews. So and as the last one you're going to talk about, you said pretty much is the Bible of note investing. So so I think and actually this the funny thing is probably the poorest described thing on Amazon, the most expensive, but it had the best reviews. So must be something to it. Anyway, we'll get to that soon. I'm going to put it on the screen here, and then we'll go through the list.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you touched on you touched on the space in general when it comes to the books. They're all pretty much uh deep dive into note investing, and each author have their own tricks that works best for them, no matter
Yeah.
if they're leveraging a self-directed IRA. So for example, Little Green Book here by Fred, he actually is more of a how can I say this, then you know how you said the golden egg. So when I was going through Amazon itself and no one recommended the book, however, I needed more information out there. This is before I went through NIU with Desi and Patrick. So I'm showing the book here as well. You can see. However, this book here, it was more straightforward. It was a very quick read here, and I learned a lot of you know tricks when it comes to leveraging my self-directed IRA, coupled with OPM, leveraging other people's money, and you will get the feel for a lot of those as well. So you can go to the next one as well. So I don't have anything specific when it comes to each book. However, each author, I really enjoy their work. So, for example, Fred, and you notice that I'm not saying his last name um, because I don't know how to enunciate it. And then even with No Investing Made Easier, this one was, I read this book in 8 to 10 hours max. Just picking up my son from school and different things in that nature. This one was was fairly quick. It just shows you how to start your portfolio and how to buy the distressed assets in general. But again, I think Martin came on one of Desi's sessions on Saturday and kind of covered the basis of his book as well. But again, it was a short read, and you can kind of just find this one on Amazon as well. It's not very expensive, but what I really enjoy with this book here is the different types of notes and how it's easy to actually digest. It was very simple and easy to digest. If I had to guess, this was written on a, I don't know, maybe eighth about 6th to 8th grade level, so it was easy to digest. A lot of the jargon wasn't going over your head, anything of that nature. Now, Dave Horn book and the real estate investing, I think that's the next one here. His was a little bit more in depth there, so he kind of went over, the how to write good paper, seller assistance, getting individuals set up on payment plans, the traditional financing way, all these things that you have never thought of when it comes to purchasing a mortgage note and actually, financing the note itself. No matter, like I said, if you're leveraging your own funds, if you're using a self-directed IRA, if you're using, a whole life policy, different things of that nature. However, my favorite book, which was, I would say, recommended through my mentor 4.5 years ago, Desi Arnaz and Patrick Franz, is the, Jimmy Napier's book. And this is considered like the Bible in the space here. So much information in this book here. I think my biggest takeaway in this book is how to use the financial calculator. There's so many individuals out there now who have their own calculator. I think the one that stand out the most is cannot think of the guys over at JKP Holdings. But they actually have a financial calculator that was introduced to us. And when I say us, meaning, our group here, maybe about, I think it's probably been about 6 to 8 months now. But they introduced the book here. But like I said, the Jimmy Napier book, this is something where I will recommend individuals start off here, because it is, again, it's another short read, very similar to, the Little Green Book, coupled with the Note Investing Made Easy. It's easy to digest, but I think the key takeaway here is how to actually, calculate the what can we call it? The
return on investment.
To pretty much to actually do the financials when it comes to the actual investment. So, no matter if you're figuring out, what I love is how to figure out if all your comps are right when you're doing your due diligence. I cannot speak right now because I am tired. I am exhausted, and you could tell I have a little bit of brain fog.
Yeah, you have young children, right?
Yes, I have 5 children, so I am. If you can't tell, my coffee has wore off, and
yeah. When you're when you have children, that can take a lot, and you also you do some teleteaching too, so that keeps you busy.
Yes.
And I guess that leads us to I think one of the reasons why you're interested in the note investing space is because it's possible to set it up so that you have passive income, and you have time for your family. So you're not at a 60-hour a week job running hard on the hamster wheel.
Absolutely, and great call outs. I think that's something that's mission critical for everyone. Everyone needs to have mortgage notes in their portfolio, just because of the less stress you have to worry about. Because once you onboard it and you find a servicing company, or you are managing the asset yourself, it's pretty much on autopilot from there. You don't have to worry about it unless the borrower stops paying. And if you have not done so, Greg and I have put out, if a borrower starts paying, you can see it on the Notes Center website. If a borrower stops paying, the 4 things that can happen. However, the 10 exit strategies overall when it comes to that asset. But I kind of digress. The point is, everyone needs to have mortgage notes in their portfolio as a long-term investment. It's very rarely that I come across others in the industry who are selling their assets. Recently, I would just say recently, within the last 3 to 5 months, there's not many assets out there currently. I know Desi and Patrick are coming up here with some notes here in the next 30 days or so that they will be selling possibly to the public. However, our group pretty much get first dibs when it comes to that tape overall. But yeah, everyone needs to have notes in their portfolio outside of your traditional real estate. Could be land notes as well. Land notes is another avenue that I recently started to look at, and I'm looking forward to learning more about that space. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of overlap. However, Greg, I'm so looking forward to our meeting here later on.
Like that's one of the reasons I decided to start the Note Center, is because there's a lot of overlap, and we should probably explain a little bit about Desi and Patrick. So we met, Maurice and I met through Desi Arnaz and Patrick Franz, and they have a thing. I've helped with their Note Investor University, and they have a weekly master class that is just really pure gold, where there's a topic, often a guest, like some of the authors here. I think at least one of the authors was a guest on one of the Saturday master classes, and it's a good place for other investors to share their opportunities and ask for help with specific things. Because I think one of the things that you're looking for is investment partners for things. So to invest in the Note together, to be a joint venture partner or a hypothecation partner. And so the purpose of this website, and one of the things we're doing, is we're just trying to provide a range of information, and including, Maurice has created a pretty good video series on his website. Last week I posted it there. You can get, if you go to thenotecenter.com, and actually, what's your website address? Just say tiglegacygroup.com or something.
Yes. So you will just go over to www.tig, T as in Tango, IG legacy.com. TIGlegacy.com. And like Greg said, he did quite a few videos. We did a video series there. We actually will be putting out another series on it's not so much to educate individuals, because it's only really two types of individuals. You have it's kind of like what Greg is what he's actually articulating here when it comes to we're raising funds at this point. We're looking for hypothecation partners, some joint venture partners here and there, but primarily we're looking for those types of individuals, which we will be putting out live case studies here soon on deals that we have done with others, coupled with the type of returns that you can expect to receive. And if you are expecting to receive the kind of returns that Greg and I are doing, I think it's something that you would need to learn. And you can start with these 4 books, outside of NIU, which is something that I always encourage individuals who wants to learn the business to check in with the Note Investors University. But before that, if you just want to learn the basics, one of these 4 books will actually get you going, coupled with just subscribing to the newsletter as well. Greg has some information that he provides consistently. Greg, you want to touch on that?
Yeah. So the idea is with the newsletter is to send out regular highlights. Like as we put out a new video, we'll put out a link and just let you know that it's available. If we have an opportunity that comes up, maybe there's an investment opportunity that comes up, we'll let you know about that. I'm just going to go back to the book thing. As Maurice said, our goal here is not necessarily to educate everybody about the Notes business, though. I think before you jump in to be a partner with something, you need to know enough about what you're getting into. So is there one of those 4 books that like it's a primer or something, like if you only bought one just to get an idea, an overview of what it is before you jumped into investing with somebody, what is one of those one you would recommend?
Desi, I've got to go with Desi's recommendation. And Greg, I would say the Jimmy Napier book. I would say start off here.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea, the topic itself is how to invest in buying paper for cash flow. And then the biggest piece is the type of information that's in the book. So it kind of covers, where everyone is starting off at, like why people are poor, um, discount when it comes to balloon payments, like how to calculate that. The biggest piece is how to do the math. This book here helps you there, and it's going to help you in every other area, especially when you're, doing the math on student loans, when you're doing the math on your auto payments. So it kind of overlaps in all that area, when especially when you learn how to actually do the calculator itself. Now, like I said, it is other tools out there, or people have streamlined the process when it comes to doing the math. You can kind of just plug in the numbers and it will do everything for you, future values, different things of that nature. However, it's just important that you, start. I would say start off with the Jimmy Napier book, How to Invest in Debt there. And it's actually, in the note center, so you can actually see that. And it may take some time because that book was on back order when I ordered it about 3.5 years ago. And it was pretty pricey as well. That was the most expensive out of all of them.
Yeah. I think one of the books it was the most expensive. The other book you mentioned that was actually, it had less technical language. And that was what was the second one?
The Little Green Book coupled with the Note Made Easier.
The Note Made, either of those two. Yeah.
Yeah. These two are easier to digest when it comes to just the jargon associated with the industry itself. And it won't have you going on YouTube or Googling or going on Investopedia.com to look at different words. You can kind of just figure out what it means without, happening to type it in some kind of search or something of that nature.
Yeah. So that's, we have plans to put a glossary on the note center and to explain what those terms are. And again, as your point is, you need to know enough to know what kind of thing it is, but you don't need to master it. You don't need to figure out how to use the financial calculator. If what you want to do is get involved with somebody like Maurice or somebody else who will do all the work for you, and you're a partner in the money part of it. And
absolutely.
So but you need to find out who you're going to work with and be sure that they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with Greg here. When it comes to your first deal, you want to find someone that's experienced in a space that can help you from beginning to end when it comes to acquiring that asset. The most important piece with anything is just doing your due diligence when it comes to the note itself and knowing what to look for, what to ask, from the buyer. Because the last thing you want to do is, get hung up in some kind of daisy chain. Daisy. Whoa, you see that? And that's it. That's pretty much where you find someone who has a potential asset, and they are pretty much like the middleman. It may be 4 or 5 people between the seller and the buyer, and everyone tax on it their amount and different things of that nature. So you want to be as close as you can to the actual seller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what you're saying is it can be really simple and it can be complex.
Yes. Yes. It's so many creative things out there that you can do. You can buy partials. You can buy. Well, we're not going to go into that. Like I said, we don't want to get into that.
and maybe this is a good time to talk about our next guest, Brad Warren, who's going to be on in about an hour. And so Brad is involved with land banking in Southern California. So the company he's with has a pretty huge parcel of lots near Los Angeles, sort of I think it's a little bit west and north of Los Angeles, about a 50-mile radius, and they're undeveloped properties, so they're zoned for commercial and available, but the patient investor would purchase a piece of land and then on speculation that there's going to be development in that area at some point, which could be a subdivision, it could be maybe a mall, and a lot of it because of where it's at, our solar panel things. I spent a lot of time in
Yes.
the Mojave Desert area, and the miles and miles of solar farms going up, and Michael Tyson has a marijuana grow op. So there are lots of reasons. And oh yeah, there's a Honda test track there. So there's a lot of things that could happen. And I guess sometimes that happens quickly, and sometimes it takes some time. And also, I think talking about connecting, we have another person who we know through the Note Investor University who's into property development. So we think he might be interested in actually purchasing some of this land for the purpose of developing it. So there's a lot of things. Real estate investing is a pretty big business, and we know people who are making a really good living doing it. Full-time professional note investors, professional real estate investors, and we just hope to help connect you with a bunch of these opportunities, help get you informed, get you with enough information so you know what you're getting into, and some of you might want to jump in and learn it in a deep way and do it yourself. The books that you recommended are really good. Joining the Note Investor University is really good. So there are lots of ways of getting into this business.
Absolutely. Great call outs. I will add that if you are looking for a particular type of asset, meaning performing, could be second position. If you're looking to, whatever it may be, like he said, it could be land notes, different things of that nature. Our goal is to tie you to those individuals, and not only that, we will have some assets for sale. Greg and I, we like to hold ours for our own portfolio. So like I said, you will very rarely see us, sell our assets off. But for the most part, we do have individuals who would like to, get rid of quite a few assets, not because something is wrong with it, but more so they may have found a better deal and they just want to become liquid or something, or they may sell a partial. But again, if it's something that you're looking to do or put your money to work in a specific area, you can reach out to Greg and I and see what we have available, or we can, if we're not the people to actually go to, we can definitely help you, guide you to that individual. Great call outs, Greg.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I guess the thing is go visit the website. There's a link in the chat here to go look at those reviews from those pages. We have links to Amazon Canada, Amazon USA, so you can purchase the book, sign up for our newsletter, and then just keep a lookout for this space. And also, if you're in the business and you have something to share, let us know, and you can be a guest on the show here, and let us know what you're doing. So we want to create a bit of a community here with all aspects of the note investing.
Absolutely. We're definitely looking to connect individuals, like-minded individuals. I hate to use the word wealth is because it's thrown around a lot, but more so of buying assets for long-term, for your family, for long-term wealth. I'm gonna settle with the word wealth.
So how old is your youngest son?
The youngest son is 6 months. Yes, he's 6 months. So he's 6 months, and it was a long evening. So I'm maybe off 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Starting around 1. He's sleeping through the night. However, it's just a matter of just off and on here. And but definitely.
Yeah, I've been through that.
Yes. So Gray, I know we about to wrap up here. We do have a guest here coming on in the next about hour and a half or so.
Yeah, he's coming on at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. your time in Georgia Eastern, and and he's got a little presentation, about 15 minutes, and we'll talk about what it is, what the heck is land banking anyway. And I just going to let you know that he has properties for sale, which is a good opportunity for some of you, but he also has a referral program. So if you know somebody who's interested in purchasing land in that way, and refer to Brad, and he can pay you a really nice referral fee out of that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so that may be one way of doing it. But come on, jump on the show and find out what it is. Brad has a presentation, and he'll show the area, and he'll show some products, some properties that have sold recently, what went there, and he's got some numbers. We were talking about numbers. He's got numbers about, what the undeveloped property sold for, and then what the developers paid for it when they wanted the property. So
Absolutely, and we are looking to secure a guest for next week here. Maybe Rodney. I'll put his name out there. We already said it several times. However, if we cannot secure a guest next week, I think we will cover the 3 possible outcomes when it comes to the note space in general. It's only 3 possible outcomes. They pay as agreed, they don't pay, or they sell the asset, or they take it to term there. So but yeah.
The interesting thing is, when they pay as agreed, that's the lowest stress, and you make a pretty decent income. But when things go a little bit sideways, that sometimes takes more work, but that you can actually get a better return that way. So there are some investors, I think one of the subtitles on one of the books you listed said distressed mortgages, right? Which means it's those ones where the people are inconsistent in paying, or they stop paying. And Desi Arnaz has a story about somebody who just simply disappeared, right? They just walked away from their house.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm wondering if it would be wise for us to go through, some documents in the future, like a collateral document. I would say, a collateral document, a foreclosure document, asset control, letter of interest. But that's what I'm thinking. Basically, we'll cover next week the 3 possible outcomes, which is that,
and then somewhere down the road, because it's all about paper, really, at this point.
Exactly.
It's all about paper.
The borrower, like I said, they're gonna do 3 things. They're gonna pay as agreed, they're gonna pay off early, or they're gonna fail to pay. And those 3 options, and we'll go into a live case study and show you. I hate to go into it with the numbers there, but
but we can just get the scenarios for sure. Like you just mentioned, paying out early. So we know people who have got a discount on a note, and then paid it out, and then a week later the borrower sells, and then all of a sudden everything gets paid out in full. And so so sometimes they made 20 or 30% gain in a week.
And it's really hard for people to understand at first, if I'm being honest with you. Like I said, it's not, we're not here to convince you. We're just showing you why you need this in your portfolio, and eventually you will come around, and even if it's not with Greg and I, you'll find someone that you trust in the space, and you'll actually add this asset to your portfolio. Is second to none out here. I like the real estate, but we all know, I would say I'm not a millionaire, but 80% of millionaires have real estate in their portfolio. But more specifically, this space here, when it comes to mortgage notes, you definitely want to add it. Definitely want to add it to your portfolio.
what does he say? Toilets, tenants, and termites when you own the real estate.
Exactly. No more of that. So Greg, where can individuals outside of the Note Center? I guess your contact information is there, right? With a
Yeah,
link to
yeah,
your calendar.
just jump in, go to the Note Center. There's a booking calendar, and also there's a link to Maurice's website where you can book from his website to make an appointment to talk to Maurice. And so, yeah, lots of way of contacting us. We're both on LinkedIn, in
Yes.
various places, and so we're fairly easy to track down.
Very much so. Very much so. We're not hard
Yeah,
to find, as Deion
not hard
Sanders
to
would say.
find. Yeah,
Not hard to find.
yeah, and as you can tell, we were trying to have fun with this. If you're not having fun, then
Exactly. Exactly. Didn't want to be too serious. As you can see, I didn't give much details about each book,
yeah,
because they're like I said, they all cover the same thing. However, I loved how some of them was easier to digest. Maybe because I have went through the university. Well, not have went through the university, but I was studying under Patrick and Desi for some time. So when I read the book, it was like easy to digest.
yeah,
But if someone's totally new to the space, start off with Jimmy Napier's book, and then kind of pivot and dive into Dave Horns and
yeah,
Fred's and Martin's book as well.
yeah. No, that's great advice, and yeah, it's worthwhile taking a look at it and just considering adding it to your portfolio mix and add to what you're doing, either as a part-time investor or you might consider being a full-time note investor. Uh,
Absolutely,
all those things, right? Yep.
absolutely.
So I guess we can let people go and continue on with their Thursday.
Yes, yes. We appreciate y'all, tuning in here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy investing.
Happy investing. There we go.